So hey there everybody, and as always, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a few. My name is Rich, and this is Jodi over here. And today we're going to be talking about the DJI Avata. We got it probably, what, a week and a half ago?
Yeah, just about 2 weeks ago.
Just about 2 weeks ago, okay. And so we've been experimenting with it, and Jodi actually jumped right into it. So she is new to drone piloting, and she's been out doing visual observer for me on all of our job sites and doing other photography work and things.
Yeah.
But when the Avata came in, and it came in with that motion controller that I know a lot of people don't like, Jodi has a different opinion of that motion controller.
I like it a lot.
So when we first got it in, of course, we charged everything up, set everything up, and then did a little flight in the hallway. But we also did the simulator that you can put on your iPhone. And so, Jodi, what'd you think about the simulator?
The simulator works. It works pretty well for like just learning the motion of the control and how fast and slow and all that, the turning. I love the motion controller.
Yeah, but you thought the simulation.
Oh yeah, yeah, the simulation. It's a little laggy, so it's got maybe like a half second to a full second delay, and so it's still fun. I played it for however long the batteries last.
An entire battery on an iPhone. But and that lagginess actually bothered me a little when I tested out the simulation, and it seems easier for me to actually do flight to feel comfortable with it. But how long did you take to really feel comfortable with it?
The simulation,
Well,
or just
simulation, yeah.
the simulation, like a minute.
Yeah. So what some people have been saying online is that, it's kind of like some standard game controllers when we're talking about the motion controller. And Jodi does some console gaming, so it kind of felt familiar, right?
In Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch, there's a game called Fuzzy Flight School, and that's how you fly this little airplane. Is exactly like the motion controller, just there's no trigger for speed.
So there you go. If you want another simulation before trying this out, do the Mario Party Fuzzy Flight School. So now I'm just gonna start video rolling here because the other day we went to one of our client job sites, and I am not flying this. So I'm with Jodi. She's actually running the flight here with the motion controller. And you did a couple of practice flights in here, but how long did it take you to get comfortable to get this quality?
However long it took me to get from that first door through that door on the left into the hockey rink.
So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. As you can
15 feet. That's how long it took.
As you can see, she's keeping it slow. We're just, practicing in here. This is a 60,000 square foot warehouse that has inline skating rinks and all different things, and one of our clients. So we got to use this location for the day. And this is one long continuous shot right now, right?
Yeah, I didn't do that on purpose. I was just cruising around, and you can see the net on the right hand side. So I was like, oh, I'll just go around the net. Oh, let's go over the volleyball net. And then it's like, well, there's a big net over off to the left, so let's go into the hockey rink.
Yeah.
So it wasn't planned, but it just worked out really well.
Yeah, and so also we do have the rock steady stabilization on this, or maybe it's the horizon.
This one we had the horizon.
We had the horizon testing.
I changed it to rock steady for the BMX course so that I could do the banking around the turns.
Yeah. And so, this is looking pretty nice and smooth, a little bounce here and there. But like I said, we've had it for an entire week and a half right now. The other thing that you should take note of, the Avata has a slot on your drone for recording the video, and it also has a micro SD on the goggles. What we're seeing right now is from the drone. The goggles looks a little different. So let's go ahead and close this one down. And let's go back to the Avata screen, and let me see, Avata with the goggles.
The goggles looks like I'm flying down a dirt road.
Yeah, it's very
bouncy, and it's very jittery, and it the whole time you're flying, you're like, I really hope it doesn't look like this coming out of the Avata.
Yeah, so we did some testing and experimentation. I'm just bringing you to basically where the last video was shot as well. So we had come outside of the wheelhouse building with the drone, and then let's bring it on in here. So we'll replay this again. And so this is the same flight but a little bouncier, a little more.
Oh, way bouncier. And yeah, it's like every little movement with the motion control, it seems a lot more severe in the goggles than it actually comes out from the Avata. I mean, we did have the internal stabilization turned on, so that may make a difference, but I have to try it without the stabilization to see what if there's
If there's a huge
yeah,
difference
there's a
between it.
huge difference because if it comes out looking like the goggles, it's kind of crap and you can't use it because it's just why it's not a quality that somebody would be paying for to have this shaky cam the
Right.
whole flight.
Of course, there are also, the stabilization in the drone, but then there's things like gyro flow and other things that will help smooth it
Yeah,
out.
well, gyroflow is for post, but
But I mean, overall, this still is pretty nice and smooth. You can see the stop
oh
right
yeah,
there. And you didn't see that stop when we had it with the stabilization running on it too. So in total in here, what we use? All three. We used two batteries in here and one
two
battery outside.
batteries inside, one battery outside. I think we swapped batteries after the once I got back to the other rink and did a couple, and then we swapped so I could do the exercise and the boxing ring and all that.
The other nice thing, so using the goggles and recording to the goggles, of course, we're not going to use this footage, but I like the readouts on this. So this is something you're seeing from the goggles, the entire thing.
Yeah, no, having your height is fabulous. Just being able to see it, and it's just always red right there on the bottom, or red or orange. So I mean, obviously, when it's red, it's you're a little bit lower, and then once you get up higher, it'll usually it changes to like an orange. Yeah, there you go,
There it
at
goes.
6 feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get it pretty low though.
Yeah, no, you can get it really low. So, once again, we've had this for a week and a half and just testing it out. And then the first day, so this was the first real day of flight with the Avata at a location like this. And it just came together real nice and easy. Right?
Yeah, this was like my first real flight ever
Yeah.
with the drone.
Yeah. So Jodi's not operating the Mavics or the Phantom 4 Pro or anything, but this one you're actually interested in too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my first, I guess, real flight was flying it for like 2 minutes up and down our little like 15-foot, 4-foot wide hallway. And which is good. I mean, doing it in a narrow and closed space kind of it gives you a better feel. And I think it helps you to keep straight and to know where your all your directions and everything.
Now I just flipped this over to
This
to
is
the
my
BMX course. Yeah. So you did 3 flights through. This is the last flight, but I'm looking at it from the goggles first, just to see how well stabilized it is. So it is a bouncy ride from your perspective, from driving it with the motion controller.
Yeah.
But so
And
no
so you
real.
can see the rock steady is what I used on this one so that because I mean the corners they're sloped. And so I wanted to get that banking feel because that's what you feel going around those corners. And then I wanted really badly to follow the jumps, which is why I was going a little bit slower to be able to do that. And I might have gotten a little close here and there.
Yeah, got close to the ground a couple times, but I mean, overall, even with this bounciness, you can clean some of this up. But the fact that this is the goggles version, when we look at the stabilized version, it's much cleaner. I will close that one up, and we'll go back here, and we'll just do the Avata wheelhouse, and I believe no, it's gonna be this last one. So let's see here. There we go. Yep, starting from the same location. So this is recorded in the Avata with the micro SD card in the Avata, and we've got the Rocksteady on this, and you can already see less bouncy.
Oh, considerably less bouncy.
But remember, when you've got the goggles on, you're going to have the bouncier version. And fortunately, if you're using one of the stabilizations, it's going to help you out a good bit. So as you can see, coming around the corner here.
It looks so cool. I love this flight. It was so much fun to do on this track.
Yeah, and even with that bit of bounce that you're seeing through the goggles, no motion sickness, no problems with that.
I don't get motion sick though.
Yeah. So there we go. We've got that working around. And not only did we use it at this location, we did go to another client job site as well. And so I'm just jumping down And let's get the second one. So this site is a spec home that is still being constructed, but they did want to start capturing the interior as well. So we've been documenting this particular project for a while. So you can see the drones doing a little floating around here, but a little different sitting outside or...
Yeah, yeah, it's way different. I mean, because as soon as you're outside, you're like, well, if I pull that trigger, it's gonna go 60 miles an hour. But so it's like, okay, I'll behave because I'm not gonna. If I break it, I'm not buying another one.
So
$1,800.
now we got the care on it. So
Yeah, but
but so nice smooth light touch with the trigger, easy enough to keep the trigger kind of in the same place and keep your speed similar.
yeah, actually, it's a lot easier. It's easier than I expected it to be to keep the speed. Your hand, or well, I don't know, my hand does get a little tired, almost crampy because you are just sitting there with your hand partially pulling on a trigger and you use your thumbs for nothing. Because once you start recording, it's your set, and then if you need to stop, you just click the button. But
And how super sensitive do you feel like, how much is it responding when you tilt your wrist one way?
it's immediately responsive.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as like if I'm holding it and if I go like that with it, it's gonna turn right around.
Yeah, so I see that turning in here and then coming back out and going back into the building again. So we did get full coverage of the building. We also did get the goggles again with this, and it's the same kind of thing. It's that same kind of bounciness. And let's close that one out and grab the goggles here. And let's just grab the second one.
Well, and the only thing that I didn't really think about, I flew into one of the back rooms, and as you can see, it's all they're still doing interior work, so there was a lot of sawdust.
There's a lot of
And
sawdust.
I made the mistake of being 3.5 feet off the ground when I probably should have been closer to 5 or 6. And so when I got into that room, it kicked up so much dust into the air, and that's when I knew I'm like, oh, I'm way too low.
And it looks like, so I think in this one we use the Rock Steady, but right now we're on the goggles version, so you can see how much more bouncy it is, and just going side to side a bit. But a lot of that does get cleaned up in processing, and we won't go into the same building here. We'll
I was really close going into that building.
yes, well, like coming out of here, there we go.
Bit.
So as you can see, this construction site's still well under construction, but so it is looking like this can be a new service for AZ Drone, doing the interiors. And doing the interiors, you don't have to go blasting through a place.
You can't, because if you go flying through something, then you're just gonna have to slow the video down so that you could see everything nicely, so it's not just this kind of blur going by.
Yeah, so we're gonna, we'll be testing this some more, but I'd say, a week and a half of working through this. I've actually been impressed with it. I've never done FPV myself. Jodi's never done FPV or any of the other drones, and she feels pretty comfortable with bringing that drone right up
I wanted
to
to
the
land it
Pelican
myself.
case.
I wanted to land it myself. I don't want any assistance. I can do this. Because when it's hovering, you can tilt down just like that and you can see what's below you. So brought it a little closer.
You brought it a little closer, yeah. I watched that and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no, I knew I wasn't gonna hit myself with it. Either way, I'd be safe regardless because, well, I have the goggles on, but also there's the prop guards all the way around it.
Yeah. So no crashes, no weirdnesses, still settling into it. But I mean, for a first time drone pilot, if someone was interested in getting into this,
Yeah,
recommendation.
yeah, absolutely. I haven't tried it with like the regular controller. I don't know if I really want to because I like the responsiveness. You feel more control using that motion controller because it's too easy with the sticks to go all the way one way, all the way to the other. Whereas with the motion controller, you're like, I need to slightly turn towards like 2 o'clock. So you just tilt it a little bit.
We'll most likely be getting the other controller as well for further testing and, flight to see how it goes. But in the meantime, coming away from this and just our initial experience, I was like, yeah, I could actually see some value in this in the business, and it's fun. So
It's a lot of fun.
So there you go. But so everybody, I guess that's the wrap up for this one. We just wanted to update you, on our experience with the Avata. We know there's a lot of videos out there on it and, a lot of great advice from folks on this controller or that controller. But out of the box, a brand new FPV pilot, flying the same day, and then flying some pretty good stuff, especially over at that wheelhouse location. That was just, we put together a really cool clip for our clients.
It's like playing a video game, just, you know, with a higher price if you lose your life on it, you know?
Yeah.
But it is. It's just like playing a video game.
Well, all right, everyone, there you have it. Thanks for stopping in as always, and we'll be seeing you again real soon. Don't forget to stop by classes.azdrone.net. We've got our Black Friday sale going on, and we do have our complete class bundle, 17 classes, marked down to $100 from a normal price of $250. So check that out, and maybe in the near future we'll see some new classes on AZ Drone's class site for the Avata as well.